I became a teacher to change the world.
When I started teaching, I thought that I would have lots of meaningful learning going on in the classroom. And I thought that since I was so ready for it, that the kids would be ready for it too. And that's not how it worked out.
Once I got into teaching, I found it was nothing like the books. And I realized I had to be a counselor, a social worker, a teacher, an educator. So it was really hard.
I was especially frustrated with behavior issues. And I felt that I was doing everything that I had been taught to do, and it was not working.
My name is Kimberly Whitney, and I've been the principal at Fern Creek Elementary School for the past 7 years. Some of the immediate problems that I faced at Fern Creek when I first started was an accountability issue. The state grade was a D school. The bigger problems were fighting, defiant behavior to teachers, insubordination, not following directions.
It's time for us to leave the room.
No!
Our kids come from very rough neighborhoods, and survival in those neighborhoods means I better be pretty tough. I better have very thick skin just to survive. So when they come here, they bring that with them.
I have children who are homeless. I have children whose parents are addicted to drugs, whose parents are in prison.
A little kindergartner my first year hit a student in the hallway, and I was working with this student. Okay, what can you do differently next time? And she looked at me with these big eyes, truly thinking she had the right answer, and she said, I could kick him. And right then I thought, okay, there needs to be something else in place here.
Traditionally, I was taught, and so are many teachers, that to manage children, you must control them from outside forces through coercion, bribing, rewards, punishment. And for some children, none of that worked. I wanted to come up with a system whereby teachers could perceive conflict differently and use it as teaching moments for children.
The early process was sitting down with Becky and truly making the commitment.
There was a huge risk factor in it. Kim is a new principal. She's been here a couple years. Here's Holly. She's come in. She's been here a year. And here are these two women who are going to lead us down this road. And the resistance really was, what if our grade goes down? We can't, our school grade can't drop.
Kim, you're familiar with conscious discipline, so you know that this commitment's going to take a lot of inner resources from
The biggest risk that we took as teachers, as administrators, was that idea that we have to be responsible for ourselves, and that letting go of some of that, I have to control everything that happens in this classroom or in this school, that shift had to happen for us to allow conscious discipline into Fern Creek.
When I first started learning about conscious discipline, I knew it was what I wanted to do, and I knew that that's the kind of teacher I wanted to be, and that's the kind of parent that I wanted to be. But knowing that and doing it were two different things.
At the time, my perception of the problem was, yes, if the students would change, if they would just do it my way, then the class would run smoothly. I began to understand that the only way to change the way things were going in your classroom was to change the way you are inside. And I also was given tools then to help me get out of that emotional state.
After about 3 years, it really did change the climate. We really started to see the children having different options besides kicking and hitting and hurting others.
I don't like it when you call me fat. Can you please call me by my name, Ashley, next time?
Please next time do it softer.
Can we practice? Okay, show me.
Emily was in my class 2 years ago. She was new to Fern Creek that year. And she had a lot of struggles going on at home in her life, and they were living at the coalition. She was with her brothers and sisters.
Leave me alone. I can do it at my own time. That's something I would say, because I was thinking about what was going to happen when I went to the shelter later on. I wasn't comfortable. I'm usually worked up trying to fight or something, and I got referrals every day.
Some days I would notice that Emily just needed to go right to the safe place. It was a place where she could go when she felt angry and do different types of breathing techniques to help herself calm down and relax. Now I see her composed and teaching other students to how to use those conscious discipline strategies. If Emily had gone to another school, I don't think she would be as successful as she is here at Fern Creek.
So we saw less bullying because we've taught our children to use language to tell how they feel. We saw more impulse control because we were giving connections to the students, and we were teaching expectations of how to be successful in each area of our school. As those behaviors decreased, we also saw an increase of helpful behaviors, children who were able to connect with each other and connect with their classroom teacher.
Fern Creek was using rules and consequences. It wasn't working. And they shifted to a school based on safety and connection, built on healthy relationships, and the academics soared.
Fern Creek is an example of a school that made a commitment to children, a commitment to each other, and a commitment to ourselves. And it worked.
When we look at ourselves and we say the only person that we can change is ourselves, and to see that success in ourselves then kind of radiates from us to other teachers, to parents, to other schools, we hope.
Conscious discipline gives us that awareness so that we can choose to do it differently than was done to us. And most people want to do it differently. They just don't know.